guys, I thought I would pop on and do a highly requested video. I get so many comments on my opinions on the Vice palette and the Smoked palette from Urban Decay, and so many people, I can't even count how many of you, have asked me which one I prefer and which one, more importantly, I would recommend. So I thought I would do a video on the one that I think is the good value, kind of better value, what I think about them, and what you get with each palette. So I thought I would do that today. Start with the Smoked palette because it is the cheapest of the two. The Smoked palette looks like this. I love this casing, I think it's fantastic. They've just recently released the Feminine, Fun and Dangerous palettes, which are in very similar zip casing, but the fabric is more plastic. This is really, really nice. It's gorgeous. It's kind of like softer than vinyl. It's really nice. This is all embossed. I think it's really, really pretty. Comes in a box. I didn't keep the box, I threw that away. It comes in a black box that looks exactly like this. Very, very sturdy, very safe. You could take this traveling. It's not going to break. It's very, very sturdy. It has a nice mirror in it. So if I just show you the colours, these are the colours. They're really, really pretty. I was so excited when I first heard about this palette being released and when I saw all the American Gurus. I'm just going to put the Vice one down in case I drop it. When I saw all the American Gurus kind of featuring it for the first time, I was very excited because I liked the contrast. I liked that you got all these dark, kind of really vampy colours, and then you got colours that you could wear every day. So I think it's just beautiful. You get, how many did you get? So you get 10. You get 10 eyeshadows. They are full size, and I believe there were 4 exclusives in this palette, which would be Kinky, Freestyle, Backdoor, Asphalt and Barlust. Yeah, 4. So these two here are matte. This is Kinky, which is a matte kind of off-white, which I love. I'm not going to swatch them all because I'll be here all day, but Kinky is a matte white, which I use so often as my highlight colour. You can also use it all over the lid if you're pale. Freestyle is a really nice kind of peach tone. It's gorgeous. I've often worn that all over the lid with a brown in the crease. It looks beautiful, really, really subtle, but still very done. This one is one of my favourite eyeshadows from Urban Decay ever. This one is Mushroom. It's this beautiful, I will swatch this one because it's absolutely one of my favourites. It's this beautiful kind of pewter silver. It looks different in different lights, but as you can see, it's absolutely gorgeous. I love Mushroom. It's one of my favourite colours. Backdoor, is this Backdoor? Yeah, Backdoor is a very, very dark matte brown. So I often use Backdoor in conjunction with Kinky and Freestyle. And it makes this really nice, just kind of done up eye, but it doesn't really look like you're wearing too much eye makeup. It's really, really pretty. And then, of course, Blackout, which is in every palette conceivable that Urban Decay have brought out recently, but I understand the purpose of it for this palette because it's nice as a liner for something subtle, and it's also nice just to smoke out if you like really dark eyeshadow. This row here is really beautiful. This is a very dual-toned palette and it is quite dark, but I do like the fact that the first row you can easily just sling on. It's very work appropriate, this row here. But it still looks kind of done up. It's really pretty. And then the bottom row, you can easily use that for nighttime, for going out, for things like that, because it's so beautiful. These are all jewel tones at the bottom row here. So this one is Barlust, which is this beautiful gold kind of flecked brown. Rockstar, which is an aubergine, which is once again one of my absolute favourite eyeshadows from Urban Decay. It's so beautiful, so versatile, and it's as well as being jewel toned, it's kind of emulates things, any colour that you put next to it. So it goes with so many different colours. It would go with any of these. Evidence, which is this beautiful, beautiful marine blue. Loaded, which is another favourite of mine, which once again, very much like Rockstar, it can be paired with so many different eyeshadows. And then this one, which is Asphalt, which is a really beautiful kind of asphalt colour with kind of micro silver shimmer in it. But it doesn't fall out. You don't notice that it falls out. It's kind of there in the pan, but I don't see it on the eye. It just looks like this beautiful, really deep slate colour. So the Smoked palette doesn't just come with the eyeshadows. These, as I said, they're 10 eyeshadows and they're all full size. It also comes with a full-size 24/7 Glide-On eye pencil in Perversion. Now this is just an absolute must for anybody that wears eyeliner. It is such a fab pairing with the Smoked palette because it's so dark. It's the darkest eyeliner that they do, and it's the blackest eyeliner I've ever come across. It's beautiful. It smudges really easily, but it sets within a sort of a reasonable amount of time, so it's just, it will not budge, absolutely will not budge. You can use it in the waterline. So I think this was a fab addition to this palette. Really good thinking on their part, and it's not a zero, because I know so many of the palettes have zero in them, but Perversion's just fantastic. And it also comes with a miniature original primer potion in a little squeezy tube. You also get with the smoked palette this booklet, which is a Get the Look book. It looks like this, and it has all these beautiful, I mean, even if you don't want to follow the instructions, it has these beautiful illustrations in it. Absolutely gorgeous for so many different looks that you can do with this palette. And I actually sat there and I've done a couple of these looks based on what they told you to do, because I think it's really interesting. That one's really pretty. That's the cat eye one. That's gorgeous. For all that in the box, that's £30. Personally, I think that is a fab deal. I think it's really reasonable. So I would definitely recommend that on its own and its own merit. So now I'll go on to talk about the Vice palette. The Vice palette looks like this. It's kind of a rubberized packaging. It does pick up the dirt and the fingerprints, but nothing too terrible. This comes in a box. Once again, I don't have the box, but it does come in a nice box. On the back of it, like all the Urban Decay palettes, it shows you all the colours, it tells you a little bit about it. This doesn't come with anything super snazzy. It doesn't come with an eyeliner or a primer. I was kind of disappointed about that. I thought it should have a primer with it, but it didn't, so there you go. The Vice palette is 20 new, it contains 20 brand new, never before seen eyeshadows, which I think is kind of really why they didn't want to mess around with little extras, because these are all brand new and you'll never find them in another palette so far. If you can see, if I turn to the side, this is all embossed. It's like kind of like faux crystal. It's really beautiful. It also has this mechanism in it. You push it open, just in this button here, where it's kind of slow release, which is kind of cool. It comes with this little brush, which is a double-ended synthetic eyeshadow brush. It has a flat side on there, and it has a side for blending. I personally don't use these, but you know, it's nice that it's in there if you wanted to buy it as a present for a complete kit for somebody. So these are the colours that you get in the Vice palette. As you can see, these are hugely vibrant, very different to the Smoked palette, but still, I think there are so many shades in here that are very wearable and versatile. So first of all, you have this, it's the bottom row, but I'll say it's the top. You have this top row here, which has two matte shades in it. It has a pink, and it has the two of my favourite shades in the palette ever, which is Nevermind and Echo Beach, which are just gorgeous and they look so pretty together. So those are very work appropriate. This matte highlighting colour, it's kind of a pinky off-white. It's really beautiful and I use that a lot. Freebird is a very pretty colour. A little bit chunky, but still a pretty colour. And Laced is a gorgeous colour, especially for all over the lid. It's kind of, I don't know if you can see that, it's kind of a dusky muted rose. So I like that row, and I think you could do a lot with that row for during the day. I think that would be totally work appropriate. That specific row is gorgeous. This row is very vibrant. It is very shimmery. There's not a matte in sight in this row. It's really beautiful though. You have Armour, which I think is absolutely stunning. It's a very kind of silvery pewter colour with some sparkle in it. You then have Noise, which is the brightest pink I've ever come across. It is, look at that, which I have not used, but I'm sure I will. Vice is a gorgeous colour. It's a beautiful kind of blue-based purple, not like Rockstar at all. What's this one? Or Rapture is more on the kind of heather coloured side with some shimmer, with some sparkle in it rather. Looks like that. Kind of dark, really pretty, can be used as kind of a dark increased colour. And then Provocateur is a very kind of what I kind of call like a crisp shade, because it does kind of have a little bit of extra kind of sparkle in it, and it's more prone to fallout, if you can see. But those colours are really beautiful. That is obviously something that is a row more for people that are kind of daring and like their kind of bold eyeshadows, but they're all really beautiful colours, and as with all Decay shadows, the textures are just fantastic. This second row here, once again we have a matte black. How many matte blacks do we need, people? I just don't, I don't know. I haven't really found a use for this. Sometimes I use it to darken up the outer corner, but not very often. So that is Black Market. It is actually described as more of a brown black, but it's just black in my opinion. Unhinged is a beautiful kind of aquamarine blue. It has some beautiful kind of duochrome in it. It's gorgeous. It's very, very silver. Occupy is probably one of my favourite eyeshadow shades in this palette because it's very, very unusual. If I just swatch it for you, it is it's very, very dark, and it's kind of like a navy with silver shimmer and silver glitter in it. It's absolutely stunning. I often wear that colour. I think it's really, really pretty. The next one is Chaos, which once again I have not used, but I would like to use it in a tutorial because I think it's gorgeous. Chaos is a very vivid neon matte blue. Look at that. That is so pretty, and it is I was going to say it's completely matte, but you know what? It has a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of shimmer in it, but I don't think you'd be able to see when it's on the lid. So that's Noise. Junkie is also one of my favourites. Not like loaded in the slightest. Junkie is much paler, and it has a little bit of kind of gold shimmer in it. That's Junkie. It's just beautiful. I think loaded is darker, and it doesn't have the gold shimmer flecks in it. The top row, I'm just trying to... oh dear. And yeah, Chaos stains. But anyway, the top row is beautiful. Once again, I think this is a very wearable row. This is Penny Lane. Penny Lane is a really nice kind of nectarine, kind of peachy colour. I don't know if you can tell. Really beautiful. I wear that one a lot. Blitz is gorgeous. Blitz is the kind of definition of a very, very yellow toned gold. I absolutely love Blitz. Just goes on, look at that. Oh, so pretty. It just goes on like magic. It's just gorgeous. Jagged is one that, I'm going to switch hands because I'm running out of fingers to swatch with. Jagged is one that people don't really like, and I don't think I've used it that much, if I'm honest. It's a very, very kind of chunky olive green. Just get rid of that. Muse is gorgeous. Muse is absolutely stunning. It's a brown with red and gold micro shimmer in it. It's absolute micro glitter in it rather. It's a gorgeous colour, and one that I use, look at that, one that I use a lot of in this palette because it is very, very versatile, and you can pair it with purples, you can pair it with the greens, you can pair it with the Echo Beach and the Nevermind. It's just a really versatile colour. And the last one is Desperation, which I absolutely adore. This is another matte shade. It is a matte kind of slate grey. And look at that. That's just beautiful. I use that a lot as well for deepening up the crease. So all in all, this palette I think is stunning. I think it's absolutely stunning, but I do think there are a lot of shades in here that not a lot of everyday people would use. I don't think you get a lot of everyday wear out of this palette. It's stunning. If you collect Urban Decay palettes like I do, it's an absolute must. This is £42, which I think is a bit steep, in all honesty. So to be honest, I think that the smoked palette is a better deal because it's cheaper. You get 10 shades that are all full size. These are also all full size. You get 20 shades in here, so you get less. But I think you get more really in terms of the extra bits and pieces you get with the smoked palette. I think if you are a collector, absolutely you have to have the Vice palette. But for everyday wear and for something that it's just kind of simple and that you can take away with you and that is very flattering, I would recommend the smoked palette. However, this has a soft spot in my heart because I think it is just absolutely stunning. But I don't think, unless you really wear a lot of bright colours every day, that this is the best value. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I hope it was helpful. And yeah, if you have got any questions about any other Urban Decay palettes, then please leave me a comment down below and I'll do like another comparison video if you have a couple in mind. So yeah, as I said, I hope that was helpful, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.